Hey, I am Erica Borman, and I am co-founder of But.God with Joni Stanchfield. And I just wanted to say hello before this webinar and introduce myself and just kind of tell you it's going to be okay. I hope that by this webinar, you're going to learn how to create more margin in your life. You're going to learn how to stop just surviving and move into actually thriving. You're going to be able to set goals. I'm not going to talk about goals in this webinar, but I'm going to be able to help you create enough space in your calendar so that you can create goals and achieve them. Because I know a couple of years ago, if someone would have said like, oh, you need to just set some goals for your life, I would have been like, okay, I have 3 kids, 9 and under. I don't even have time to go to the bathroom by myself, let alone set a goal and implement action steps. Honestly, goals are for people with too much time on their hands. That's what I would have thought. But by the end of this course, we're going to help you create that white space that we call it, that margin in your calendar. And you're going to look and you're going to be like, I have time on my hands. I'm not constantly putting out fires. I'm learning how to take control of my schedule. And you know what? Yeah, I might have time for a goal or two. And then we will be able to help you at But.God on the blog in the coming months with ways that you can set goals and achieve them. No matter if you're a stay-at-home mom or a work-from-home mom or a outside of the home working mom, whatever stage you're at, we can help you start to, like I said, thrive instead of just merely survive and hanging on by your fingernails, because I've been there. I totally get it. And we're going to help you overcome that. All right. So a few housekeeping things. One, turn off your notifications because they're going to pop in and out as you're listening to this, and you are going to want to get the full effect here. There is going to be a replay, so don't worry about catching everything. Also, I'm going to send you a link with all the screens that I have, all the slides. So don't worry about taking a screenshot of anything, and don't even worry about having to like sit in front of your phone or in front of your computer and listen to this and scribble on notes. I will give you all of my slides and all of the notes. So just continue what you're doing, whether it's laundry or commuting or exercising, and just go about your life, do your business, listen to this, and then everything will be there for you so that you can listen to it again. You can have the notes, you can have all the printables. I will give you all the links for that in this. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to help you. We hope you become a part of our community. And let me go over here and start to screen share. Okay, so again, welcome to our Manage Your Time Like a Boss webinar, a proven technique to take control of your schedule and take back your life. So we started, like I said in the beginning, I'm co-founder of this ministry, But.God, along with my biological mother, Joni Stanchfield. And we have specifically designed it to help you gain control, vanquish mommy guilt, shatter shame, and regret nothing. So we asked you guys kind of what you struggled with the most. And hands down, the biggest response that we got was time slipping through your fingers. And we totally get it. And so that's why we designed this Manage Your Time Like a Boss course. So I'm going to start off here, and we are just going to kick it off and see if you are in the right place. So you are in the right place if you have more tasks on your to-do list than hours in your day. A small disruption in your schedule sends you reeling. Your friends and family are getting the shaft. You feel like you're constantly putting out fires. And you feel like your schedule controls you instead of the other way around. So in this course, you're going to learn how to give yourself grace, how to create margin in your life so that you can handle the emergencies and the extras that pop up, how to live for the white space and still get everything done, and how to prioritize rightly and implement purposeful procrastination, and a foolproof system to organize your life. So, we want you at But.God Period, we want you to live your stripes. What does that even mean? Well, just like snowflakes and fingerprints, apparently no two zebra pattern stripes are exactly the same. And when you stop making excuses and you serve or you work using the strengths and passions and abilities that God gave you, you start to live your stripes. When you push past uncomfortability and you do what you know to be right, such as learning how to prioritize tasks or drilling down and doing the hard work of intentional living in a way that you are uniquely equipped, or starting to say the hard word of no, when you do all those things, you are living your stripes. You were created a certain way, and you need to stop comparing yourself and looking at others and thinking, oh, I wish I could, or I bet so and so doesn't. You need to give yourself grace. Your stage and season of life, personally, and strengths are different from your friends and from other family members. So there's no one cookie cutter Christian. So you need to stop comparing yourself and live your stripes, not someone else's. Okay, let's dive right in. So, the importance of prioritization. The biggest importance is being able to have a direction and a filter by which to funnel your requests for time. And realize that no one will respect your time if you don't. Guys, this is so, so important. Your schedule didn't get crazy in a day. It's been a series of small choices that you've made where you've said yes to one thing, but in saying yes, then you've also had to say no to something else. So if you're feeling unfulfilled and a little depressed because your family life isn't where you'd like it to be, or your home or friendships are falling by the wayside, it's because you've made small choices to prioritize things that shouldn't be on your list. So let me right now help you prioritize rightly. Your yearly goals aren't just fun exercises. Let's be real. Goal setting, never, never, never fun. I absolutely hate it. But your goals, your priorities will be the lens through which you look at your time and what you do on a yearly, monthly, and weekly and daily basis. So let me say that again. Your priorities will be the lens or the filter through which you look at your time and then what you do on a yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily basis. When you are secure in your goals and priorities, your schedule will naturally reflect them. You'll no longer keep putting out fires, and you're going to live with purpose and with clarity. Okay, this is how you start to prioritize rightly. What are the hats and responsibilities you wear? And what does the best you look like? Okay, what I've created is a priority order guide for you. So this is kind of helping you determine your priorities. You are going to list the roles that you play, the hats that you wear, the positions that you fulfill, and then you're going to put some adjectives next to those roles. So how would you like to be described in each role? Just one or two words. It doesn't have to be reality. It can just be a complete farce, actually, but it has to be specific for this exercise. This is what I determined my priorities were in the beginning of the year, and this is how I want to behave. So, my priority guide is that I want to be a healthy Christian in body and spirit. I want to be attentive and servant minded wife who is able to say she's sorry. I want to be an intentional mother. I want to be faithful and creative blogger. I want to be a courageous and inspiring Norwex consultant. So, again, these are not things that I feel like I am right now, but these are things that I would like to be. So, we have provided this really helpful chart for you to run through this exercise on your own. And again, I'm going to provide a link for all of these at the end, but you can see here where you're going to type in your role on the left, and then you're going to list some adjectives that would describe how you would like to be viewed in each one of those roles. Then you're going to circle the adjective that you choose, and then you're going to write your role and your chosen adjective on your priority order list. Okay, so first you have to determine what the hats and responsibilities are that you wear And what does the best you look like? Then we're going to create an affirmation statement. So this incorporates all your goals and your responsibilities and puts them into in the positive here and now. And you can now look at that every time someone asks you to do something, or every time you get some fabulous idea to implement, and you can see, okay, is this idea or is this request for my time really going to further my goals or further my quest to be the best me in all of those hats that I wear? If yes, then certainly put it on your calendar. But if no, then it's a no. So I do this at the beginning of every year. How do I want this year to go? What kind of person do I want to be? Decide what the best you looks like in each of your roles and responsibilities. And then what does the best mom or friend or wife look like? What does the best me look like as an employee? What does just like the adjectives that we went through, the prioritization guide, just like those adjectives that we use to describe ourselves in that last exercise, it's this is fleshing that out, and it's not a reality, but it's what you would like it to be. So we're expanding on the priority order list. So you've listed one or two adjectives to describe yourself. Now we're going to flesh that out and visualize what that actually looks like. And this is really crucial. So please don't skip this step. So you can sit on it for a few days. But once you nail it down exactly how you want to be in this affirmation statement, you're going to be able to evaluate every single request for your time through that statement. So I'm just going to read you mine. Now remember, let's see back here. These were my priority order guides: healthy Christian in body and spirit, attentive and servant-minded wife who's able to say she's sorry, intentional mother, faithful and creative blogger, courageous and inspiring Norwex consultant. So those are my priority order guides. Those are the adjectives that I have ascribed to the different roles or hats that I wear. And now based on that, I'm going to create my affirmation statement. So I'm just going to read it to you. You are an intentional person who is all in whatever she does. You never back down from a challenge and meet it with excellence and perseverance. You're loyal, diligent, and reliable. You are invaluable to your family. You make your home a peaceful, safe haven from the harsh realities of culture and chemicals. You create an environment where your friends and family feel refreshed and ready to conquer the world when they leave. Your children call you blessed, as you do not exasperate them but train them in the Lord. You take seriously that you are training the next generation of Christ followers, and as a result, your children are wise and discerning. You discipline well, bringing them back to appropriate Bible verses. You trust that God will fill in the gaps. Your husband has full confidence and trust in you. You show submission and respect to him in front of your children and others. His heart rests securely in you as you are trustworthy. You lead your team by example. You inspire and truly believe in the potential of each member. You equip them so that they can achieve their dreams, Norwex or otherwise. You support and encourage and challenge them to set big, scary goals and help them go after them. You are a rock star consultant who helps hostesses max out their rewards. You teach customers how to set their homes up in the best way possible to establish a peaceful, chemical-free home. You are courageous and not afraid to present the hosting and business opportunities. You believe everyone would benefit from Norwex, and you exude that confidence and trust and respect in the product. You are a faithful blogger who helps other women succeed in life. You come alongside your reader and give her the tools she needs to be the best wife, mom, and Christian she can be. You create high-quality, useful products that engage her in her daily walk. She can't wait to read your blog, listen to your podcast, and receive your newsletter every week. You are a sought-after author and speaker. Your words encourage and ignite a passion for the Lord. You are clear, humorous, poignant, and thought-provoking. Your message is a worthy message. It is one that helps women thrive in their stage of life instead of merely surviving. You want women to live their lives, live their potential, and your words inspire them to do so. Other women catch your vision. If moms could get right with the Lord, stop being so busy, and start praying fervently for their households, living their stripes intentionally, and being fully alive, the eternity of a whole generation could be changed. So that right there is, it's pretty lofty, isn't it? And again, not all of these are true, but once I start reading that to myself every day It gives me a frame of mind in which to order my day, and it gives me a frame of mind in which to um, act and behave. So I want these things to be true. And if I want these things to be true, then I'm not going to let anything crowd my schedule that's going to make any one of these get thrown off kilter. Because this is how I want to live. This is my priority guide and my affirmation statement right here. Okay. So this is um, a printable that we have available for you. And again, I'll give you that link at the end. And this is how you can create your affirmation statement. It's a couple pages, and it will help you drill down and figure out exactly how you should create your own affirmation statement. Okay, this slide is actually taken from our signature course, Becoming a Bible Study Boss, where I tell you how you can add an hour to your day today. But I wanted to show you how my priorities play out each month. And I'm going to give you, again, these slides and these printables at the end, so don't worry about screenshotting them, okay? So every month I look at my affirmation statement and my priority order list. Then I plan out a few goals for each hat that I wear. So these can consist of projects, things I want to work on, pressing items that need my attention, whatever it is. So I figure out how I want to live in order to become what I claimed on my affirmation statement. So I look at this spread in order to fill in my hats or roles. So there's mom, wife, Christian, consultant, blogger, etc. Then I write down my goals for that month. So for mom, one of my goals is to send the kids to school without tears. Okay. I wanted to have a goal as to do a devotional every single morning before they leave for school, but that's just not feasible some days. So I lowered my goal to sending them off in confidence and not crying. So part of being an intentional mother is being intentional with the limited morning time that I have with them. And I can choose to be harried and we can leave in stress, or I can choose to get up a little earlier and gather my wits about me so that I can be calm and collected in the morning. It's no small feat, I can assure you of that. And that's why my bar is low, just no tears. Okay, wife, weekly dates and prayer for Todd's work. Now, I know right now is the busy season for my husband, and maybe your husband has a busy season too. I begin to feel like I'm all alone sometimes when he's really busy at work, but thankfully it's not for long amounts of time. But I wanted to be an attentive wife this year. The best way that I can do that is to be in serious prayer. I feel connected to my husband when I'm doing that, even if he's not around. And I also hear from God as to how to minister to my husband during that prayer time. So, blogger, I wanted to create your manage your time like a boss course. So, yay! Here's that course. I completed it just in time. All right. Norwex consultant, prepare a fabulous auction basket for our school. And then friend, go out to dinner with one friend. This is one friend per month. I honestly don't have time for more than that. So I have to be really discerning, and it stinks to be like that, but I have to. And I'm okay with that because that aligns with my priorities, and anything more would throw something else off kilter. This right here is how you can make the hard choices. So I funnel every activity that pops up every month through these monthly goals and then my yearly affirmation statement. And this is how you start to live life on purpose and how you stop putting out fires. The fires that you rush in to save can be huge sources of pride for you, right? So when you check yourself and look at what you're doing and why you're doing it on any given day, if it's running around like a chicken with your head cut off and not furthering your goals or furthering your priorities, then it kind of needs to go. If it's not fueling your productivity or your quest to live a life of intention, it's only fueling your pride. And I don't really mean to be harsh because I've totally been there, and I've been the hero in situations. I've been the go-to girl. I've been the get her done person. I've been the rescuer. And I'm telling you, those fires are in someone else's fire pit. So you need to just tend to your own. Okay. So next, learn to say no graciously. Okay. This is a tough thing, right? To say no. And it hurts because we feel like failures. Like so and so can handle it all. Why can't I? Or Why do I need to rest in the middle of the day? I'm such a slacker. I really should do this and that. I've been looked at as selfish or irresponsible. I'll cause conflict. I'll let people down. Okay, guys, the world will not stop if you say no. So I'm going to give you some help right now on how to say no gracefully. So I'm taking most of this from the Huffington Post, actually. So, how to say no. All right, say no right away. Don't leave wiggle room. When you hesitate, people act like sharks smelling blood in the water. If you don't have space, just be honest, okay? Acknowledge interest, but be honest with your time restraints. Okay, you could say, let's see, something like, this does sound like something that may be for me, and I have just committed to 3 other priorities right now. Will you come back to me in however many days or weeks and give me another chance to consider this opportunity with you? And that works well because it acknowledges interest and it keeps you from taking on one more thing than you can complete. Okay. Thank them for thinking of you. Oh, I wish I could, but it is just not possible right now. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Your no is based on the timing, and thanking the requester really, really helps, but be sincere. So another variation would be, thanks for thinking of me, but I don't think so right now. Or, I hate saying no to you, but I really must this time. Okay. Don't overshare your why. Okay. You could say something like, this year, my priorities are very few but focused. I won't be able to squeeze this one in. Or, what a wonderful invitation, but I'm just too stretched to accept it. Remember, you do not have to overshare your priorities with the other person. And that's really, really key. I cannot stress this enough. Do not overshare. Okay, just state the facts and move on. Honestly, like people have done this to me, and I sit there like listening to their excuse or their reason, and I sit there thinking like, okay, TikTok, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to like hear this lengthy explanation. I just don't care. Just say no. It's fine. Just say no. Okay. The other person does not have time to listen to your lengthy explanation, and you frankly don't have time to give it. Okay. All right. This is a little bonus tip that I'm really excited about. Okay, it's another way to filter and have that lens as to how to look at every request for your time. So create a word of the year. You're going to want to look for themes. Okay, so I'm trying to think of exactly how to explain this. Okay, a word of the year is going to further help you in staying true to your priorities. So again, anything that vies for your attention or time can be filtered through this particular word. So for example, for me, a few years ago, it was Sabbath, right, for our family. And we were really, really focused on rest that year. Rest from the busyness of life, rest for our souls. We've also had the word recovery. And that was after a really intense year. And we just realized that we needed to heal as a family and heal our relationships with each other and the outside world. So we focused on healing and restoration that year. Currently, as this is being recorded, my word is release. So I'm trying to release my tight grip of control on 8 or 9 different areas of my life, some of which are my prayers, my tears, my story, and my expectations. Let's see. The easiest way to figure out a word of the year is to look for themes in your life. So, is there a theme of correction? Where is God humbling you or speaking to you? Is there something that your spouse has brought to your attention over and over again? Is there a theme that runs through your list of priorities or in your affirmation statement? Have you been coming across a word on the radio or in sermons or podcasts or blogs and other kinds of media? What does your family really need? What do you really need? You could use words like present or victory or compassion, rest, revival, restoration, courageous, new, intention, blessing, smiles, encouragement. So, what are some words that you would choose? And we, again, have a worksheet for you at the end to help you walk through finding a word of the year. This will help you kind of just drill it down and get really specific so that you can choose a word with confidence. And we would love to know what your word is. So you could email us at But.God, period, all one word, at gmail.com and tell us what your word of the year is. We would love, love, love to hear that and hear why you chose that word. So this is what we do every year. Okay, we're going to recap, right? So get specific about the roles that you play. That's where you'd fill out the priority order guide. Create an affirmation statement. So fill out the affirmation statement worksheet. Set goals based on priorities. And that's that monthly habit tracker that you saw. And then start saying no to anything that doesn't line up with those priorities and create a word for the year and fill out the word of the year worksheet. All of this is to help you determine what you should prioritize, what should even be on your calendar in the first place. This is to help you figure out when to say yes and when to say no. Your year starts now. So, regardless of when it actually falls on the calendar that you're listening to this, your year starts now. So, you need to start somewhere, and we're going to start this today, right now. So, we're going to take control of your schedule and stop entertaining the crazy. Now, what I'm also going to tell you is that you do not have to slice and dice and cut every single thing out of your calendar at this very moment. You don't have to do that. Just from right now, start saying no or start really scrutinizing everything that comes across your desk as a request for your time. Okay, that's where you need to start. You need to start somewhere, and that starting is saying no or really scrutinizing everything. So you can leave your commitments that you have on the calendar right now, but you're going to start weeding down as you start saying no. And in about a couple months, you're probably going to have your calendar right where you want it. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to get to creating margin. We're going to get into the nitty gritty step-by-step instruction on how to create more margin in your life. So margin is essentially the white space in your calendar that allows for stitches or bringing a meal to someone's home or emergencies and unexpected fun things that pop up. And again, you'll never be successful at managing your schedule if you haven't prioritized rightly in that last section. Okay. Okay. So at the beginning of every month, I sit down and brain dump, and I call it a syntax sweep. And I think about how the previous month went and how I want the future month to go. And I get every single thing that has been in my brain taking up mental space onto a piece of paper. I spend like 20 minutes with my favorite beverage, just getting everything out. Doctor's appointments, action steps on my goals, frustrations with my husbands or kids, something I really like and I need to work on with my character, shopping lists, etc. Every single thing that comes across my brain comes out. Okay, once everything is on the dumping ground, I ask, is this my responsibility or is it someone else's? Am I overstepping boundaries? Am I trying to do it all because I like control or because I want others to think of me as capable? Is there an issue of pride in my heart? So if it's not my responsibility, I cross it off my dumping ground, my syntax sweep, and I put someone else's name by it. So in the future, when I begin to worry about that task 1 or 2 weeks down the road, I can look back at my syntax sweep. And if it's crossed off, I can just tell myself, nope, not my responsibility. Then I look to see at my list for that particular week something I do actually need to think about, something that is due on that particular day or that particular week, something that actually needs my attention. So I refocus my energy, not into spiraling out of control, thinking about things that really should not be in my control in the first place. And I start actually thinking about the things that I really do need to think about. So not only does the system keep me focused, it helps me worry a lot less. And I'm just a chronic worrier. So this has been very, very helpful to me. Okay. The next thing I ask is, does this need to be done this month? And if it does, I figure out what week of the month I think I'll do it on, and I rewrite it on my productive mind clutter sheet. Okay, so I will show you again all of these printables in just a minute here. I'll show you how it all kind of plays out. But if it does need to be done this month, then I put it on my productive mind clutter sheet in the week in which it needs to be done. But if it doesn't, then I think I put it on my sheet that I call things to panic about in due time. So, again, when I start to fixate on any given task, I can look back at my syntax sheet, and if it's crossed off, I can tell myself either that it's someone else's responsibility or that I can worry about that in a different month and not worry about it right now. Then I can look at the uncrossed items and say, okay, what actually should I be thinking about right now? And I'm going to just show you exactly how this all plays out. So this is what my syntax sweep looks like. This is the blank sheet, okay? And it's just a good old-fashioned brain dump, all right? And then I will just show you what one of mine looked like for a month of March. And I want to point out a few things to you. So you are going to see some things that are crossed off right here, okay? And I've crossed out the things that are my husband's responsibility or my daughter's responsibility. And then I put their names by it. See, so I put Todd by engaged girls, March 17. And then I put Audrey by mail 2 thank you cards to a couple people. So next, I've crossed off other things that need to be done in a different month. So you can see here, link resort to my Disney experience. In April, I need to do that. And health forums and the green and yellow forums for Raleigh and also for the rest of my family, I need to worry about that in August. So when I start thinking about in July, like, oh my word, I need those health forums. Like, nope, I have a specific day in August that I've decided that that's the day that I'm going to do that. So I don't need to worry about that right now. I need to worry about something that I actually have on my list that is not crossed off. Okay, so then when I determine that something needs to be dealt with on a different month, like we did back there with August and April, I will put it here. So April right here, I have link Disney Resort and cancel Cindy's reservation. And then on August, I have health forms for all 3 kids. These right here are my things to panic about in due time. So I don't really think about any of these things until I look at this sheet. And I look at this sheet at the beginning of every month just to see what do I really need to focus on this month, what needs to be on my list that I've been purposefully procrastinating on. So I could say, oh yeah, I got to call the doctor and schedule those appointments. And I need to ask the school for the forms because inevitably I have lost them by now. So once I've purposely procrastinated and determined my actual responsibilities, now I look back at everything that actually needs to be done this month and I put them on my productive mind clutter sheet. And that looks like this. So everything that actually needs to be accomplished this month goes on this sheet. So you see here, I took the second week of March off. I just vegged that week. I list all the things that I need to do, like parties, meetings, appointments, courses, and tasks. I separate each task into the week that it needs to be done. And again, if something needs to be done in week 4 and I'm worrying about it in week 1, I stop and I look at the list of things in week 1 and I concentrate on those because those actually have to get done then. I can't afford to be focused on unnecessary tasks, and I can't afford to worry about things that will someday take up my time later on because I don't have time for that. I have time for it in week 4. I don't have time for it in week 1. And really, guys, this focus struggle is very real for me. So this helps me stay focused on what is essential. Okay, so then every Sunday, I sit down and I look at my week. I first look at the productive mind clutter sheet that we just looked at. So that was this one right here. I first look at that. And then, so I look at that and then, whoops, there, that one. Sorry, guys. So I first look at this productive mind clutter sheet. And so at the time of this recording, I am into week 4. So I'm going to finish up the course on lice management that I'm creating for our auction at school. And I see that I have a Discovery Toys party coming up and several Normex parties. Our Disney trip needs my attention, and we have conferences coming up as well. So I will use this to plan out my week on my weekly time blocking sheet. And that's what this is, okay? So this is, again, another slide from my Becoming a Bible Study Boss course. So I do this every Sunday afternoon, again, with my favorite beverage and a piece of chocolate. And I add the dates of the days in the boxes next to the M for Monday, T for Tuesday, etc. And then I write in the flags on the left the time that I get up and then every hour after that. And I start to plug in what my hard and fast responsibilities are. So a given week might look like this right here, okay? So right here, you can see where I've blocked off time. This is actually called time blocking. So you literally create blocks of time necessary for each task. So put in there drive times and setup times, etc. And then after you put in those drive times and everything, add an extra 15 minutes. This is how you create margin. Margin doesn't happen easily. It doesn't. And it doesn't happen just because. You have to create it. And you create it by adding 15 minutes to your activities to allow for extra conversations, traffic, and other added annoyances. Not that conversations are added annoyances, but other things that might come up, right? So I place at first only the absolute, like the absolutely necessary on this first go round. And these are things that I have committed to, and they're hard and fast responsibilities. And I have written them on my productive mind clutter sheet. And they are things that have definite times linked to them. So here you'll see, like on Wednesdays, I lead a workout. And on Tuesdays, we have karate. And I have a couple Norwex things in there. And we have kinder music. And then we have church. So then from here, I can look at this and I can see all the white space. And that physical white space that you see on that calendar right there is margin that I have for when one of my boys needs stitches or I need to take someone a meal or something. And if I have several in-home parties a week, then this white space is limited. So I don't volunteer to take someone a meal, or I don't even volunteer to go to school or run errands. I might ask my husband to pick up some groceries or something like that. Easy meals that week, throw them in the crock pot if this white space is limited. So I can look at this white space, and anything else that comes up, I can see if I have the margin that I need in order to add it in. So my week might shape up to look like this. So I've added in here moms in prayer, coffee with a friend. Those are on Mondays, as well as an extra workout outside my home. And the whole idea of time blocking is to adequately and accurately order my week and always be evaluating when something goes on my weekly spread. Do I have enough margin? Do I have enough white space? Does this align with my priorities? Does this align with my affirmation statement? Does this further my goals? And if not, it doesn't get the privilege of taking up my white space. That is reserved for family, self-care, and emergencies. Because remember, whatever you say yes to, you're saying no to something else. So here's a test to see if you have enough margin. If your family came down with lice today, would you be able to keep on rolling, or would it cripple you? So how much rearranging would you have to do? Would you have space for all the combing and the checking? So I call this literally the lice barometer. So let's just be real. No one has time for lice. It's never convenient. But if it would completely derail you, you have a problem. So every few months, ask yourself and place your schedule next to the lice barometer. Okay, recap. Time block based on the productive mind clutter sheet using the weekly time blocking sheet. Be sure to add extra time for tasks. Be stubborn about leaving the white space white. And evaluate your schedule through the lice barometer. Look at your time blocking sheet and create your to-do list the night before. Get adequate rest. Establish routines so that your brain goes on autopilot, and it will take less time to do things. So an easy way to establish your routines is to evaluate what you do each morning and evening and then time yourself. So essentially, the idea is that if your brain doesn't have to think about each task or the next task, it will function much quicker. It's not just going to the back recesses of your mind thinking, okay, what steps do I need to do to tackle this or accomplish this task? What will I need to do for the next task? Your brain's just going to automatically tell your body what to do. So you can literally shave off less than a half hour of your morning or evening if you start implementing routines. So take a few days to time yourself and determine how long your current routines actually take you. And I outline a basic way to create routines in this whole process in Becoming a Bible Study Boss course. But the best person to follow on this is Crystal Payne. She has a course on how to create morning and evening routines that I highly recommend. And again, I will send you the link to her courses. They're super duper duper helpful. Okay, when you wake up, look over your to-do list one more time and visualize your day. So like mentally walk through and think about how your day should go. Rarely do they go the way that they're planned, but you can roll with it, whatever life throws at you if you can anticipate the next thing. So you can more easily anticipate what's next if you just take a few minutes to think about the day's structure before you dive right in. Do this on your commute or before you get out of bed, something like that, okay? Read your affirmation statement. And then 15 minutes of pickup rule. And I go over this in our Becoming a Bible Study Boss course when I outline the 3 most effective steps to add an hour to your day today. But essentially, set a timer every day for 15 minutes and everybody picks up. It's amazing. Okay. I am going to list right here websites that have helped me in the past. Okay. This is Claire Diaz Ortiz. This is a great challenge that she gives. Again, guys, don't worry about screenshotting this or writing any of this down. I'm sending you the links. I'm sending you all the slides with my notes, so you'll be able to have these right at your disposal whenever you want them. So yeah, Claire and Michael, they are productivity whizzes. They're amazing, and they've helped me so much. So Crystal Payne is also one who kind of breaks down how to establish morning and evening routines for the stressed out mom. Learn, Do, Become has a bunch of time management help. And I just came across this free resource from Christine Kane on how to figure out a word of the year. It's really good. And then, like I have been talking about, our Beginner to Bible Study Boss course that I have, which helps you add an hour to your day today. And honestly, guys, this is why we want to have more time, because we do want to develop ourselves to be better Christians, better moms, better wives. And in order to do that, you need to be reading the Bible. And so we often find that gets put on the back burner more quickly than other things. And we just don't have time to read the scriptures. So that course is going to help you figure out the time, how to develop the time to read your scriptures, and also how to interpret and understand the scriptures really easily for people who think that they can't and they don't know how. So if you want all these slides, that priority order guide worksheet, the word of the year worksheet, the affirmation statement worksheet, and our entire library of resources at But.God, you can access them here at bit.ly/timebossaccess. And the T, B, and A are capitalized, and it is case sensitive. So just grab that. And these are what they're going to look like. So remember, this is your priority order guide. This is the word of the year. And then the affirmation statement worksheet. And that is not all, though. You are going to get, for just sticking with us through this very rough cut sort of webinar, you are going to get a special coupon right here only for my webinar attendees. So for the cost of less than 2 copies, you are going to receive all of those other printables that I printed off, like the monthly habit tracker, etc. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But you're going to want to go to bit.ly/timebossplanner. And then the coupon code is I'm a Time Boss. So these are all the things that you're going to get. You're going to get the monthly habit tracker, the syntax suite, the things to panic about in due time sheet, the productive mind clutter sheet, the time blocking sheets, these gift ideas. I use this in December and I love it because I just write down gift ideas for myself, gift ideas for others, and then I write down where you can find it and who I told about it, because by the time, Christmas comes along, I have had people give my husband the same gift at two different occasions because I forgot who I told what gift to give. Kind of embarrassing. So, and then also these are just like the monthly spreads, what they look like. So you're going to get those two, one for each month. You're going to get financial goal tracker. And then you're going to get, this is kind of like how I do my to-do list, where I write in the days, and then this is where I write my to-do list. This is where I write my routines. I also write my prayer requests here, my goals, my Bible verse that I'm trying to memorize, and then meals and moods. So in those circles, I'll write how I was feeling, like whether it's a smiley face or a frowny face or a whatever kind of face. That's where I write my moods, and then I write down my meals and figure out what I'm having for each meal, because oftentimes it's 5 o'clock and I haven't even thought about dinner. You're also going to get this rotating cleaning schedule where you can laminate that, and then you can just keep using it over and over and over again to figure out how you want to clean your house and declutter it. So all of that is worth $40, and we sell it on our Etsy shop for $27.99. But for being here and sticking with us, you get $20 off. So literally, like the cost of 2 coffees, you can have this whole planner printable stack that's going to really help you evaluate the margin and protect that white space. So again, this is the link, bit.ly/timeboss planner. And you're going to want to use that coupon code, I'm a time boss. Okay, when you do that, when you go there, this is what you're going to find. Okay, so it's going to say either the Bujo planner for bullet journal planner printables or the Time Boss printables. And then you're going to click on add to cart. And then you're going to see this. And then you're going to click, you can see how you can pay, whether it's with credit card or with PayPal right here. And so then you're going to click proceed to checkout right there. And then you're going to get this right here. This little screen will pop up. So if you have an Etsy account, you can just sign right in, or you can click register. And if you click register, this is what it looks like, where you put your name in, your email, and your password, and that's really it. And then you click continue to checkout. And then when you click that, you are going to want to click right here where it says add a gift card or coupon code. That's where you click right there. When you click that, you're going to write I'm a time boss, all capitals, one word, and you're going to hit apply. And then you see right there, it takes the $20 off right there. So for $7.99, that's what you're getting. Hit submit order, and that's what you're going to do. So guys, these are the links that you're going to want. These are what you're getting with those links. And we just hope that you can start to do more than just survive and more than just hang on by your fingernails. So often I walk into the stores and into the grocery store and I ask someone how they're doing, and they just say, oh, I'm so busy. We want to eradicate the word busy from your life. And this is really the first step to doing that, to implementing these, starting to prioritize rightly, starting to live for those priorities and those bigger goals, so that you can learn to say no. You can start to create that margin in your life and really center your days around what actually matters. So we hope that you've enjoyed this, and we look forward to our next webinar, and we look forward to seeing you again. And we hope that you will join us at in our community at But.God.com. All right, take care.